Okay, guys, in this video, we are going to look at one more transformation of graphs or functions, and this one is going to be a reflection. So we've got two of them, one about the x-axis, which is also called the vertical reflection, and the other one is about the y-axis, and that's called the horizontal reflection. Okay, so what happens with the graph of absolute value of x, first of all, when x changes to x plus 1? So hopefully by now you know that that results in translating the graph 1 unit to the left. Okay, so this is your familiar V shape, which is the absolute value. And then if I were to change it to x plus 1, that shifts us 1 to the left. Now what I need to do is reflect it about the x-axis. That means that each point, the x coordinates of that point will not change, but the y coordinates will flip the sign. So for example, if I had the point -1, 0, the y will stay the same because 0 and -0 are the same, and the x stays the same either way. So when I start drawing my absolute value, I'm going to start right here. Now, for the point 0, 1, so the x changes, x stays the same as 0, but the y from 1 changes to -1 because we are flipping it over the x-axis. So that's what we get. Now, what do we do here? How do we get this graph? So all we have to do is just put a minus. So if you start with x plus 1 and then just put a minus in front of your function, in front of the whole thing. That reflects it about the x-axis, okay, also called vertical reflection. So all we have to do is just put a negative in front of our function to do that vertical reflection. Now, for the horizontal, you want to flip it over the y-axis. So what is that? What will happen with that? So here, the y values do not change. The x values switch sign. So if you had a point -1, 0, you're now going to have a point 1, 0, right? Because the -1 switches to +1. So this is where it's going to be. And then the point 0, 1, the 0 switches sign, but 0 and -0 are the same, and y doesn't change. So that's just going to be the same. So there is your graph. Now, how do we find the formula for it? So here, what we do is instead of putting a negative in front of the whole thing, we just put a negative in front of x itself. So let me demonstrate that. So you are not putting it in front, but we are putting it in front of only x. And that reflects it about the y-axis or horizontal reflection. So let's do that. And there is that.